Hi, happy holidays. So, are you busy getting ready for 2016? If you are, I hope you'll take a few minutes to stop and reflect on 2015. What I want to do is encourage you to actually spend at least a couple of hours or a half of a day pulling out all of your old calendars and journals and project reports, anything that reflects your 2015, pulling them together and taking the time to analyze them and create, for your own benefit, an annual report. Yes, many of us have had to do them for many years as an employee, but because of that experience, I have really learned to see their value. So whether you're a career professional or a small business owner, there is so much to be gained from really doing your own annual report. And what I'm going to do is share with you three main benefits that I see that could be very beneficial to you. The first is in trend spotting. Any kind of business goes through some periods of cycling. And if you're not already tracking everything that you could be, you would be amazed at some of the things you may spot. Yes, you may already be tracking sales or some sort of data, turnover, whatever. But are you tracking a lot of your non-numerical activities and data? Certainly things like outreach and business development activities and the types of projects and the types of partnerships, the people that have come in, the strategic relationships that's come into your business this year. All of those things are really important to look at. But if we go back to trend spotting in particular, when we look at those cycles, there's going to be certain periods which are definitely high and other periods which are pretty low. And if you begin to be able to compare and really look at your data on a month-by-month basis and then begin to compare that against previous years, you're going to spot some trends. And that's going to allow you to do one of two things. You certainly want to try to level those inequalities as much as you can, but if you can't level them, at least you might be able to reallocate your precious resources in a way so that you're more prepared when those big high peaks hit. So certainly trend spotting is a major benefit in doing an annual report. A second benefit is communication. Again, whether you're a career professional or a small business owner, there's a real benefit to be gained by using this little annual report that you do as a communication tool. Let's look first if you're a small business owner. How many people are affected or influenced or have some interest in your business? We call them stakeholders. You have major clients, you have major suppliers, you may have investors, you may have lenders, you may have strategic partners, you may have employees, your employees. Okay, so there's so many different people who really do have a very vested interest in your business. Now, do you want to give every single stakeholder the same information? Not necessarily. What you may want to do is customize it so that it's relevant to each of those stakeholder groups. But one of the things I can share with you for sure, lenders have told me over and over that there is no way that a client can give them too much information, because the more they know about what's happening in your business, the more they can help you in times and provide different varieties of assistance as needed. So being able to keep your stakeholders informed is so important. Now, if you're an employee, chances are you've got to do an annual report every year in the form of an annual review, performance review. But why on earth wait until the time that it's a mandatory review and that you've got a set of questions that you have to answer in a certain way? Doesn't it seem a little bit more proactive to be able to take all of your activities for the past year, everywhere where you've provided value, projects you've been involved with, outreach services, ways that you have helped in the marketing function or in business development, all of the things that you've done, innovation, there's so many ways that you contribute. Imagine if you took all of those things and combined them into a really nice document, something small, 2 pages. Remember, we're dealing with executives here. Give that to the decision maker. It shows confidence, it shows enthusiasm, and it shows conscientiousness. And we never know when opportunities are going to come around the corner. That decision maker may be able to turn around with all of that great information in his or her hand and go, you know what? This is the person we need on our team to handle this project. So it is a really great opportunity to be very proactive and show your contribution. The third reason that I would love to see you look at doing an annual report is the most important to me. I have been doing annual reports for 30 years. Many of those years, I was a communication director in a major organization, and I was responsible for having to compile the annual reports for that organization. But in doing that, it really allowed me to see their importance. And one of the things that I got so excited about always is just seeing, once you take all those calendars and you write down the key points and you look at it, it's amazing at just how much you've accomplished. We sometimes fail to think about what happens when the first quarter and the second quarter, those things just really kind of lose our memory. And so it's really important for us to take that time to look and reflect back on the entire year, because you're going to find that you've done so much more than you ever expected. I guarantee you there's a lot of things in the beginning 2 quarters of last year that you're going to be really surprised that you did so well. And so that is another major reason I would love to see you do an annual report. So in summary, even though I know this time of year you can get really easily distracted and you're really anxious to jump forward into 2016, I would rather see you take a little bit of time to compile, to analyze, to compare, to communicate, and then most importantly, to celebrate your accomplishments. After all, your hard work deserves one final curtain call.